Well done all of you who survived and are still here for this last session. It's quite a challenge that Franca gives us to sum up a whole meeting and find conclusions after such an intense 3 days and such full days. So I'm just going to pick out a few of the themes and words that I've found across the different talks I've been to that have had an impact on me personally. And I'm sure some of them might be the same, but that you would find other ones to add for yourselves. My first word is respect. This seems to have been sometimes overt in people's conversations and talks, but often an undercurrent that was going through everything. Respect for each individual at each point in their treatment and their management. Respect for the children, for the parents, for the carers, and also for each of us ourselves as clinicians. And also respect has been prominent in relation to different cultures. And we heard about that so eloquently from Joe the other evening. And linked to respect, and throughout the talks, have been for me the words openness and fluidity. In symptom management, in psychosocial care, and in relation to culture. We're being reminded through the talks not to make assumptions, to ask, to be curious, and to recognize differences, and that there isn't a tick box way to do everything. I think we come with an era now of guidelines, and of course we need guidelines, but we also need to be able to recognize when they're not, which ones are appropriate for which situation, and to recognize variety and change and how things change across time. So that for me has been quite a prominent part of this meeting that I don't remember quite so clearly from past meetings where we've been learning more formulaic ways of going about things, and I was pleased to see it. And here's another word that we've heard quite often this week, during this week. That's the word privilege. We've especially heard it in relation to the imbalance and the inequity of palliative care. And Julia reminded us so powerfully about the need to focus on children and families from low and middle income countries as we go forward. And I cannot emphasize and agree with her more on that. But the word privilege also came to my mind in a different situation, during Jared's focus section. He reminded us of the privilege that we actually all have of having a job that we care about and that we believe in. And sometimes it's easy to forget that in the sort of storm of day-to-day challenges. And so I was really pleased that he reminded us of that. It was a powerful session, and we all had to break up into groups and do some thinking. I was slightly disappointed to see how many people listened to Jared's bit, and then when we had to go off into 2 groups and do some work ourselves, on ourselves, there was a bit of an exit from the community here. You know, we have to do the work on ourselves as well. In spite of all the challenges, I think this meeting leaves me optimistic for the future. There's no doubt the standard and the content of the presentations and posters has evolved from each Maruzza meeting to the next. And we're beginning to talk about evidence, we're beginning to actually see data. Every presentation has references now, and talking about outcomes, and thanks to everyone who's been contributing for this advance and improvement, and especially to Richard and Lorna and Prasanna for this morning's highlighting of that for all of us. And for the future, thanks to Franca's succession planning, we've had our young professionals group who put together impressive situations from their team. So thank you, Sophie and Victoria and Liz, for doing that. And I think that's reassured some of us oldies that the future is good. And finally, thank you to Silvia and to all the Maruzza team for this very special and very excellent meeting that really is for the whole of us who are the family of pediatric palliative care carers. And despite the troubles of the world today, which we've heard mentioned, I hope all of you can go back to your homes and to your jobs with renewed energy and commitment. Thank you.
Well, I'm humbled to sit next to Anne Goldman, and also to be present and afforded the opportunity to be present. This is my first Maruzza conference. I've been asked a couple of times before, but quite literally could not make it. And I would just share that I really trust that your experience here at this 6th Maruzza Congress has been as rich as my own. I would tell you that my experience here is one of absolute pleasure. I find the Congress to epitomize the truly international work that clinicians are doing around the world to provide children living with serious illness and their families the care that they deserve. We started from a foundation of work in serving special populations, if we think about the pre-conferences that were held on Wednesday, such as newborns and young infants in my own life, to foundations in communication, pain and symptom management, and the ethical considerations in difficult decision-making. We could call these the roots, as I noted. And then we progress to the special considerations of the place and the time and the role of AI and technology, supporting parents in their own journey, even through bereavement. We've been challenged to see on our current plane, the horizon that is, the need to dispel the scourge of racism and disparate care throughout the world. To meet equity, diversity, and inclusion, in the States we go diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. But as an ethicist, I would tell you, all of this hinges on the principle of justice. So let's say justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. Jedi. And may the Force be with you. All of these things lead us to produce equitable pediatric palliative care as we work through and around, or perhaps even overcome barriers, to integrate and optimize true team function, which I saw and heard at this Congress, and am confident others, including myself, can continue to learn from. We've seen also the energy, educational endowment, and evolving expertise of our youngest colleagues, and been guided by counsel of our more seasoned mentors. I've been motivated by this Congress. I've befriended new friends, and I value all of you and honor the work that you do to improve the care for all children, and hope to see you at the next Maruzza Congress. Thank you.
So, thank you, Han, and thank you, Brian. The honor and the privilege of closing of the 6th Maruzza Congress is all mine. It is a really wonderful Congress. For under 50 people from 55 different countries. It's beautiful. And one tree under 50 years. It's very, very beautiful. Thank you to all. Thank you very. So, during these 3 days of conference, we had the opportunity to listen the voices of many people working in pediatric palliative care, to listen the different experiences, ideas, projects, and even doubts. During the pre-Congress workshop, we had the opportunity to address issues central for children's palliative care, problems that require attentive listening, integrative care, and interactive skills. We share experiences, knowledge, and skill in fundamental issues, symptom management, perinatal palliative care, communication, and bioethics. In different plenary and working sessions, we explore several new areas of children's palliative care. We had the privilege to listen and reflect on some of the essential aspects of our work, the opportunities of limits of new strategies and new situations. We have seen and listened the clear and powerful voices of many young people. They made us reflect on the right of young patients and their families, diversity, equity, inclusion in PPC, fundamental right, but often ignored. A special thanks from them, from being here, for their work, for their enthusiasm. They are the real hope for a better future. We share the needs to use of validate tools in our work. We need to measure what we do, even if it is not always easy in day-to-day work. We have learned practices and strategy that will help us every day in our work with children and family at home, the difficulties, but also the great opportunities. So, I think that we have had an excellent Congress together, a Congress built on firm roots and focused on future horizon. I think that there are just 2 legacies that we can leave young professionals to help them build them a better future for pediatric palliative care. Roots and wings. thank you to all for taking flight. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to the wonderful scientific committee. Thank you to Han and Brian. Thank you to all the guest speakers. A special thanks to Maruzza Foundation. Thank you for your constant presence and for always listen to children, their families, and us. Thank you, Silvia. Helena. And thank you to the wonderful team. Thank you to everyone for sharing this project. I would like to leave you with a special wish to take home. It is a wish for a better future of pediatric palliative care for children, for families, for all of us. I wish you all health, peace, and happiness. Thank you a lot.
So I think I'm the last one, actually. Thank you so much, really so much. We've heard so many nice things about this Congress. I'm very happy. We are very happy at the Foundation because we saw a lot of work, positive and enthusiasm, which is something that palliative care for children really needs. And it's so beautiful to see it so well. And I hope you all will find here if everything was working well. I really hope so. And I'm also very happy that we are sharing with you the first 25 years of the Maruzza Foundation. So we are really celebrating an important an important step, 25 years, it's really important. But now I would like to share with you something that is very, very important for me. Because when we had to decide when we were going to have this Congress with Elena Castelli and Franca, we were thinking of different dates or this or that, months or this. At the end, we decided it was fine, 16, 18 of October. After a week, I understood that it was going to be 35 years that my sister Maruzza passed away. Today, it's 35 years that Maruzza passed away, and it's 25 years that her Congress is on. So it's really, I wasn't sad when I understood it. I was thrilled that the incredible, nothing was calculated, absolutely. It was absolutely something that happened, and it's rather strange that in 365 days, the day that she passed away 35 years ago, we are here saying, next time in 2 years' time. So this I really wanted to share with you because it's been very important for me to be in these days and today here. But before, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Before saying goodbye, I would like to have the girls, let's call them girls, of the Foundation here with me. Alessia, where's Alessia? Patrizia, Michela, Claudia, Susan, and of course, Elena. Here they are. Really, thank you. They've been working so much for 2 years now. It's been really, and we are all very happy. So a big, big thank you also to Franca Benini, who besides being a great super chair, she's a very, very good friend, which is the most important thing, I think, in life. So now I think we have a little video, and thank you very much for being here with us. Thank you.